Since this thing's been sitting for a few years, I'm gonna try to get it started and moved over to the shop so I can go through it and tune it up. But got to put a new battery cable on there, and the fuel cell's clogged, so I'm gonna have to rig up this little jug for the short trip over to the garage, and hopefully have this running again. I'll be able to run some mud bogs this year. This truck was a lot of fun. It'd be nice to be able to run it again. Alright, so I went and picked up one of these universal clamps. It's just temporary, so I can get it moved over to the garage and be able to actually do some better work here on the engine. You can see there where that old clamp ended up breaking off. I actually even had to steal that battery out of the Toyota. The battery I had in there, it's about 7 or 8 years old, and it's a little dead. And it turns out that battery's dead too, so I'll end up having to jump it with the workhorse. But that's all in due time. I gotta get I'll replace that battery cable first, and then once I'm actually able to get it cranked, and then I'll get some fuel to it, and then hopefully once those two hurdles are jumped, I can get this pulled over to the garage and actually start tearing into it. Alright, we got power. Dump a little fuel in. See if she starts. Woo! A little more fuel there. See if she'll run for a few seconds. And of course, I had to run the battery dead, trying to turn the engine over to suck fuel all the way from fill up all the dry lines and the pump and the empty float bowl. So I get to sit here and try to jump start it. And with how low a charge that battery was in the first place, I'm probably going to be here about half hour. Well, my brilliant idea didn't quite work there. I'm not getting any fuel up here to the carburetor, so I don't know if it's just fuel lines. I got a mud dauber nested them or something, or the fuel pump has gone bad from sitting or what. But for plan 2, I'm going to take this bottle with this cap. I'm going to yank out this cheap-ass gauge plug that cap into this rubber hose and just gravity feed that carburetor. It should trickle enough fuel in there so that I can get this thing back over to the garage and, you know, start ripping shit apart. Yeah, that's really dangerous and stupid, but it just might work. Well, fuel lines are not working, so I rubbed up that bottle. Well, now there's just no fuel going into the float bowls at all, so I'm guessing they're varnished shut or something. So time to swap out carbs. Good old Quadrajet. Alright, let's get this old Edelbrock off so I can get that Quadrajet slapped on there. Well, looks like everything's not smart me right now, so I'll have to come back tomorrow and try again. My little trick is apparently not working, so I think I'll just fill up the float bowls and go 5 feet at a time until I get it driven up over to the driveway. Not the easiest way, but what works.